Hi everybody, Tyler here with Sparkle with Tyler, and today I am here to do a wrap-up slash recap video of Pixyls Purple Angel. Say that 3 times fast. But I wanted to do just kind of a wrap up and let you know kind of my thoughts and opinions after getting everything done. I did do an unboxing. I did do kind of a midway through thoughts and impressions video, which I'll link down below. But I just wanted to give you kind of my full impression after working on this piece and finishing it, because it was interesting from the start, the middle to the end, how my thoughts kind of changed and didn't change, and how I ended up working on this piece, because it didn't quite go the way I expected. Positive, negative, neutral. When I first started this piece, and I remember unboxing it specifically, one of the reasons I got this was because it's diamond painting adjacent, but it's flat pack. And I really loved that I could take this piece with me when I worked. It was going to be great for travel. Turns out I did the vast majority of this kit on the couch of my house. I think I maybe worked on it for 30 or 40 minutes, maybe an hour and a half while I was traveling. It traveled fantastically. The box that this canvas originally came in, I don't have it right now, it's in the other room, but the mailer that this came in protected the canvas perfectly. You'll see that there's really no dog earring at all on the canvas. So it traveled really well, but I just didn't love it as much as I thought I would to work on it when I was traveling. So I found that I was working on other projects, or I was just reading or something else while I was traveling. It's a fantastic and beautiful project, but I encountered some things that for me made it difficult for me to get more motivated to finish it. Before I go any further, I want to say I think the art is beautiful, especially from afar. When I was working on it though, this section in here, when you're pulling the stickers and you're actually putting them down, they come across very gray. So that was a little weird. When everything is together, and obviously you'll see this is a blue and purple background, everything looks pink. In the monitor it looks pink, but if it's not near other blues and purples, the image, if you're close up to it, the term I think I used with my husband was it's a little haunting. So beautiful artwork, but for some reason for me, when I purchased this kit, I felt like it would be a little more alive. I felt like the image would be a little more peach. So not to knock the image. I love the image. I think it's beautiful. I just expected the colorway to be a little bit brighter than this really, really grayish white pixel that is used in here. The other main thing that I ran into while I was working on this diamond painting was twofold. One was that no matter what I did, no matter what tweezers I tried, no matter what technique I tried, I kept finding that I was getting little dots from my tweezers on the pixels. And it was making me crazy, because you can even see in the monitor that there are little like prick marks and it blemishes from the tweezers on the canvas. So when there's light against it, you can see the imperfections. The other thing is that no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried to get things lined up, I ended up having, I guess, slippage, for lack of a better term. My pixels started to become misaligned. So I'll bring you in and you'll see what I'm talking about. There is a section on this canvas where I ended up having to just start fudging the pixels. So that section is right in here. And I wish I could show you on a horizontal level, because what I ended up having to do is I ended up having to stack the pixels so that they were kind of rectangles in order to get the pixels realigned. And it got to the point where I had to make a decision of, would I make a pixel into a rectangle by stacking it onto another pixel of the same color? Or was I going to skip a pixel entirely when it got too far stacked? And that was something that ultimately I decided as I went, it was a better decision for me to just stack the colors, because I didn't want to skip a pixel and then say like have her lips misaligned later. It was definitely the most frustrating experience for me, because I really made a point to try and get the pixels aligned. And you can still see, no matter what I did, they are not aligned. I really tried my best but they didn't stay aligned most of the time. The way that I did work on this canvas, I tried a couple of ways because each way had its pros and cons. What I tried at first was the way that the instructions said, and I think that was like working in rows. And what I found with that is I had drift, and the pixels would kind of like bow, for lack of a better term. You can kind of see it here. There's just a little bit of arching. So what I started doing instead was I started working from bottom left to top left, so in a diagonal. And that worked much, much better because what it allowed me to do was put pressure, just really light pressure on a new pixel that I was putting on and just kind of square it up into the next pixel. So say like this pixel here, let me see if I can get the glare. This pixel here, when I was putting it on, I could take my tweezers, instead of pinching, what I did is I just kind of pushed it into the pixel here. And that made a significant difference because it allowed me to start squaring things up much, much better. That being said, I still really struggled with gapping no matter what I did. I just couldn't get things to align sometimes. And then I had a lot of like wiggles, and I just had to accept that that's the way this project was going to be. I'm accustomed to really having a lot of like perfection in the work that I do, having been a crocheter for many, many, many years and just working on diamond paintings. I don't really like gapping, but it is what it is. And I ended up just taking this as a lesson in beauty for what things are, because when you step away from this project 5-10 feet, you don't see the imperfections. So I kind of turned it on its head and I said, okay, these are maker's marks. This is attribution to the 19.9 hours that I worked on this. And again, it's beautiful. The pixel art is beautiful. I love pixel art. It's just that I struggled to make this work for me in a lot of ways. You can see here that even with the stacking, like things aren't perfectly aligned. Now, in real life, things aren't perfect. Things aren't aligned. So if I wasn't pointing this out, you probably wouldn't see any of these imperfections. But for me, I see them because even though I worked my buns off on it, I couldn't get things to be as squared as I want. While I was working on this, what I found is I could work about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour at a time, and I had to put it down. So I could work on it very easily in my lap. That was wonderful. I loved that facet of it. And I loved that I could use my diamond painting tweezers for this. I didn't need to buy any other tweezers. I did buy additional tweezers when I first started to see if that would help me get rid of the little poker marks. It did not, but overall, it's still really beautiful. Partway through this canvas, I was convinced I was going to do another Pixels. I, at this point in time, will not be doing another Pixels project, just because I got so burned out trying to get everything squared up. I really just felt like I couldn't do this craft in a way that it was intended, meaning I wasn't relaxed. It doesn't quite work out for me, but I totally see the appeal. 1000% I see the appeal of why people love this. I see why they like the stickers. I see why they like the little standees. There was a point, I think like up to here, I was going to get the full like 40,000 sticker canvas. But at this time, I just don't think it's something that I want to commit to. If you're someone who likes stickers, if you're someone who maybe is less heavy-handed with tweezers, even though I tried so hard not to push them in and just push them across, you might have better luck with the little pokey bits, but it really, I think, comes down to what your goals are with crafting and what your goals are with something like a pixel project and what you want out of it. If you want to relax and you just want to put stickers on and the end product, it doesn't need to have perfection, then go for it. If you're like me and you really want things to be meticulous and you don't like to see gapping and you struggle with imperfections that are in your canvas and you see them no matter what, you might want to step back and decide if this is the product for you before buying it. I love that it's a small business. I think the price point is great for the amount of time that I got out of it, because I got this canvas and I got the little monarch sticker, which was fantastic for practicing on. I think I got it for $28.99 delivered to my house. fantastic. That's like $1 per hour for crafting, which is nothing. But for me, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted. I get a lot more out of diamond painting, and I can do diamond painting much faster. So that's just my thoughts. Again, they're my thoughts, they're my opinions. It's nothing against the company or the art. I just think for me, my style, being a heavy presser and just having that really strong need to do things rather perfectly with my crafting, this is probably not something I'll do again at this time. I might revisit it later, but right now, this is going to hang in my office as a triumph for getting it done, and maybe someday I'll get it framed. But in the meantime, she does need a name. So if anyone has a good name for her, please let me know. And as always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope your whips are going well. If you're so inclined, please leave a like and comment below. Hit that subscribe button. It really does let YouTube know that we're here. And I will talk to you soon. Bye!